Okay, and welcome back again. So, a couple of things. Remember that Drag and Dictate has only supplied words to the original track. I was thinking to do it that way because it may be that people will get mixed up as to which track they're listening to. I don't know, it's a thought. But one way to do that, here's the original. When you're making an edit track, one way to have this work is, you create your edit track, and then that track is like if this was the original track here, then the track that you're making gets put here, and then if you stop and decide to make another track, it gets put here. So Camtasia would stack the tracks up, with the very bottom one being the original and the ones going up being the ones that you're making. When it's running, the video, the visual portion of the video would be playing here. The sound portion of the video would be playing in your ears, or if you ask it to play, it would play. Otherwise, it wouldn't be playing. One of the things I put in there is the keys that make things happen. So there's a key that pauses your recording, and that's the pause key. When you hit the run key, it starts recording, and you can pick which key, space bar, left mouse, right mouse, F1. So you can decide which key is the key that makes it start recording, and which key is the key that makes it stop. If you've got a bunch of different edit tracks, these little arrows let you cycle through which edit track you're looking at, and you can go through them, and if you want to move one of them up here to become the one that you're working on, you hit that button. There's two functions with this, either play or record. Here you would type in how many words you want it to go back, and then play either the edit track or the original track. And once it goes backwards, when you hit the pause button, it puts a little star on the track, and the star is always put at the closest word to this place right here. So this program runs from word to word to word. So when you hit pause, it puts a star, and so you know where you are when you paused it. And so you could ask the program, if you wanted to go backwards so many words and play either your edit track or the original track, and play it up to the star or play it all the way to the end. This is where you tell it to go back so many words, and when you hit the run button, it will start recording your dictation onto the edit track, and it will start recording. In other words, you can have it go back 10 words, and you can be talking along. It's not recording any of them until you get to whatever number of words you specified. So this gives you a chance to get yourself all warmed up and going. When you record, you can ask it to create a new edit track, or you can ask it to take the edit track that you are working on that already exists, and take the new segment that you've just created and lay that onto the old edit track, and line up the splices that are in the proper place with respect to time, so that instead of, if you stopped and started 5 or 6 times, instead of having 5 or 6 edit tracks, you would have one edit track. It would just have 5 or 6 recording sessions in it. This button here, when you hit the pause command that you sent down here, it would take the star and put it on the closest word to here. This would let you move the track over left or right. this would let you take your left mouse button and click it on a word, and the whole thing would shift and put the star over that word. Finally, when you told it to save, it would it could, if you wanted it to, only save the edit tracks that you're making, or it could create a project where you have the original video, the original sound, and you have the edit track in there. And so you could just see that if you wanted to. And if you wanted to hear what your new edit track sounds like, I guess you'd have to somehow or another tell Camtasia not to play the sound of the original track, but to play the sound of the edit track. And the final effect of all of this is that you can recreate your sound with the new words. And I currently have, again, this is just something I typed. It's right now it's set for 0.26 seconds between frames. And we'll go over here and I'll just try it. I mean, we'll have to see. I think this is something where you'd have to try it to get used to it. So here we're telling SketchUp to play. Okay, so we're just talking along. We thought it would be so nice to be able to see what our video is going to look like as we were talking along. What we found, however, is that it is not that hard to talk while simultaneously moving around the image, as long as there is not that requirement that what we're saying comes out as exactly perfect. You know, the cat might come upstairs, or the air conditioner may cycle on, or, hey, ouch, say your wife comes upstairs while you're dictating, and she just mentions in that "this doesn't seem right" voice, so she says, "Did you mean to leave the trash can out there lying on its side right next to the curb?" Of course, here you are dictating science equations into the lines, or at least in association with the lines on a graph that you're trying to highlight with the video side of your presentation.